Most importantly, you want to be careful and take your time. It's not a rush. Most jobs, they're not expecting you to have to drive a forklift for 15 to 20 years. So just take it slow. That's the best thing you could do. Take it slow and you will learn. But a little white lie never hurt anybody. Thank you. Hope you subscribe. It's Josh again, checking out. If you need any more details, just comment below and I'll be glad to help you or do another video if this video didn't help you at all. Thank you so much.
Será que é verdade? Eu acho que não sei.
Vai, eu não sei se é
A dona Pica é a
Ai, caraca! Ele tá contando alguma coisa só.
guys, before this video starts, I just want to let you know we plan to upload the majority of our future top 5 videos on our new YouTube channel. Be sure to
In this short video, we will show you something most people don't realize about what causes us to trip and fall and how to avoid this dangerous hazard. Slips, trips, and falls constitute the majority of general industry accidents and result in back injuries, strains and sprains, contusions, and fractures. A trip happens when your foot or lower leg hits an object and stops, but your upper body continues moving, resulting in loss of balance. But first, let's understand one very important thing that we all have in common. Can you tell what it is? When a person takes a step, their foot comes off the ground about half an inch before it steps back down again. Therefore, anything that sticks up a half inch or more can cause you to trip, and then your momentum can cause you to fall. If you're lucky, you'll walk away with a few bumps and bruises, but for the not so lucky, falls result in 15% of all accidental deaths and are second only to motor vehicles as a cause of fatalities. What did you trip over the last time you fell? People tend to trip over things that we see all the time but don't normally notice. Things like a slightly curled up edge of a carpet or mat, extension cords, uneven walking surfaces like cracks in sidewalks or other walking surfaces, thresholds in doorways, tools, even those cute little pets snoozing in doorways cause hundreds of falls every day. Can you spot the trip hazards in this photo? Here's one where the surface changes elevation about an inch, and another change in elevation. Would you see this one? And two more changes in elevation, each more than half an inch. Anywhere you see a crack in a walking surface lurks a potential trip hazard. This is a joint in the sidewalk. Hard to see, but the difference here is almost 3/4 of an inch, more than enough to cause a fall. But can you see the other hazard? Here, almost invisible, but the crack should be enough to warn you. The elevation here changes only slightly, but enough to cause a hazard. We can get so used to hazards we forget they're there. This one was painted yellow, but it's been scuffed over so many times it's getting harder to see. A common type of hazard is any area where one type of walking surface ends and another begins, like where carpeting meets tile, or the edge of a parking lot. Sharp, unexpected changes in elevation are particularly dangerous. This one's much bigger than half an inch. A warning could save a terrible injury or even a life, maybe your own. A simple door threshold sticks up enough to trip anyone walking in or out. Hazards hide in plain sight, especially if the lighting is bad or if we are doing something that blocks our vision. Pay attention. If you're walking and texting, reading, daydreaming, or doing anything other than not paying attention to where your feet are going, you might as well be walking blindfolded because your eyes are not working for you, they're distracted. You can avoid injury because tripping and falling is preventable. Keep in mind that it's the little things we don't normally look for that can hurt us the most. As you're walking today, how many trip hazards can you spot? At work, at home, in the parking lot, or wherever you go. Remember, it only takes half an inch to change your day for the worse. Use your eyes and be aware of those little trip hazards as you walk. Thanks for watching and have a safe day.
Introduction to electrical safety. When you work in a factory, you are most likely to be surrounded by machines. What powers these machines is electricity, and if electricity is not handled carefully, you are at risk of injury and even death. Electrical shock can cause you painful burns, physical injuries such as broken bones from falls, muscle damage, nervous system effects, breathing and heart problems, and even kill you. If you are injured, you cannot go to work and you will lose income. Electricity is one of the most common causes of fire in homes and workplaces. If your factory burns down, you may even lose your job. What you need to do is protect yourself by understanding electrical hazards and follow safety procedures. Understand. What is electricity? Electricity is a form of energy generated by various methods. Hydrodam, waves, nuclear reactors, the combustion of materials, wind, generators, etc., and transported into homes and workplaces to be used every day to make machines work, including light bulbs and tubes, television sets, hair dryers, electric sewing machines, computers, telephones, and many more. Electricity itself is colourless, does not smell, and is invisible. It can only be detected by using specialised equipment. Electric currents travel from one place to another through conductors. Conductors are anything that allows electrical currents to go through them, and some of the most common conductors are all types of metals: silver, copper, gold, aluminium, iron and steel, and other materials such as graphite and concrete. Liquid is also a strong conductor. Therefore,
No cars for 3 weeks.
Terry! 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 Terry, you alright, mate? Help! Terry! Hold on, we'll get help soon, mate. Someone call an ambulance! Help! No. Terry, you in there, mate? Help!
But there was nothing I could do. I'm so sorry.
Mr. Louisi, come with us.
Dr. Okawale, the witness.
Mr. Louisi, do you know why you're here today?
I do, yes.
You're here in relation to the death of one of your employees, Terry Duff. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes.
Have you thought about what you're going to say to the court today?
Well, yes, I guess so. We're just going to answer questions.
Do you think that you did everything within your power to stop this death from happening?
I believe I did.
So you're telling this court now that you, as the director of the company, did everything within your power to prevent this death occurring?
I believe I did.
It will be a reoccurring theme throughout my cross-examination. I'm going to ask you questions covering 3 topics. Firstly, I'll deal with your responsibility. Secondly, we'll talk about the incident. And then finally, I'll ask you some questions about the deceased, your former employee. Now, you are the director of Ashfield Concrete Limited, correct?
Yes.
You're responsible for managing the activities that take place within the yard, correct?
Well, yes and no. I do. There are managers within.
As the director, your overall responsibility is to ensure that the business carries out what it's supposed to, isn't it?
Yes.
You accept that as part of that responsibility, that you owe a duty of care to the people that work for you, don't you?
Yes.
And that includes things such as training, doesn't it?
Yes.
It includes such things as undertaking maintenance on equipment and vehicles, correct?
Yes.
It also includes not placing your employees at risk.
Yes.
You accept that? Is there any particular reason why you're reluctant to answer my questions?
No, I'm just ensuring I understand the question properly before I answer it.
If there's anything you're not clear about, please ask me and I'll rephrase the question. Now, this duty of care applies to all of your employees, correct?
No, I haven't got any for 3 weeks now.
No cars for 3 weeks.
Terry! 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 Terry, you alright, mate? Help! Terry! Hold on, we'll get help soon, mate. Someone call an ambulance! Help! No. Terry, you in there, mate? Help!
But there was nothing I could do. I'm so sorry.
Mr. Louisi, come with us.
Dr. Okawale, the witness.
Mr. Louisi, do you know why you're here today?
I do, yes.
You're here in relation to the death of one of your employees, Terry Duff. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes.
Have you thought about what you're going to say to the court today?
Well, yes, I guess so. We're just going to answer questions.
Do you think that you did everything within your power to stop this death from happening?
I believe I did.
So you're telling this court now that you, as the director of the company, did everything within your power to prevent this death occurring?
I believe I did.
It will be a reoccurring theme throughout my cross-examination. I'm going to ask you questions covering 3 topics. Firstly, I'll deal with your responsibility. Secondly, we'll talk about the incident. And then finally, I'll ask you some questions about the deceased, your former employee. Now, you are the director of Ashfield Concrete Limited, correct?
Yes.
You're responsible for managing the activities that take place within the yard, correct?
Well, yes and no. I do. There are managers within.
As the director, your overall responsibility is to ensure that the business carries out what it's supposed to, isn't it?
Yes.
You accept that as part of that responsibility, that you owe a duty of care to the people that work for you, don't you?
Yes.
And that includes things such as training, doesn't it?
Yes.
It includes such things as undertaking maintenance on equipment and vehicles, correct?
Yes.
It also includes not placing your employees at risk.
Yes.
You accept that? Is there any particular reason why you're reluctant to answer my questions?
No, I'm just ensuring I understand the question properly before I answer it.
If there's anything you're not clear about, please ask me and I'll rephrase the question. Now, this duty of care applies to all of your employees, correct?
No, I haven't got any. It's been 3 weeks now.
No cars for 3 weeks. Terry! 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 Terry, you alright, mate? Help! Terry! Hold on, we'll get help soon, mate. Call an ambulance! Help!
No.
Terry, you in there, mate? Help!
But there was nothing I could do. I'm so sorry.
Mr. Louisi, come with us.
Dr. Okawale, the witness.
Mr. Louisi, do you know why you're here today?
I do, yes.
You're here in relation to the death of one of your employees, Terry Duff. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes.
Have you thought about what you're going to say to the court today?
Well, yes, I guess so. I'm just going to answer questions.
Do you think that you did everything within your power to stop this death from happening?
I believe I did.
So you're telling this court now that you, as the director of the company, did everything within your power to prevent this death occurring?
I believe I did.
It will be a reoccurring theme throughout my cross-examination. I'm going to ask you questions covering 3 topics. Firstly, I'll deal with your responsibility. Secondly, we'll talk about the incident. And then finally, I'll ask you some questions about the deceased, your former employee. Now, you are the director of Ashfield Concrete Limited, correct?
Yes.
You're responsible for managing the activities that take place within the yard, correct?
Well, yes and no. I do. There are managers within the.
As the director, your overall responsibility is to ensure that the business carries out what it's supposed to, isn't it?
Yes.
You accept that as part of that responsibility, that you owe a duty of care to the people that work for you, don't you?
Yes.
And that includes
你开会你这样，你给我拍拍，你拍拍，打电话。我跟你说好的，我也没给你动手。Get out. Hey, out. Get out. 你给我上面打电话。Out of this place, man. Out of this place. Out of this place. 你先动手啊！你他妈的再动手，我打死你！滚！Hey, left, hey. Leave him, he's on record. Hey. Calma. He's on record, leave him. He's on record. He's on record. Don't worry. He's on record. He's on record. Don't worry. He's on record. Don't worry. He's on record for this. He's on record. He's on record. No. Why? He has no right to stop him. We are on safety records. No, he has no right to stop him. The man is on safety. He has no right to stop him. Why? He has no right. No, he has no right to stop him. He was the one who left that place to come and stop the safety meeting. He has no right. Don't worry. He has no right. He's on record for this. He has no right. And this one, we are going to take it up seriously. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. He has no right. The man is conducting a safety toolbox meeting. He went there and then disturbed the safety meeting. He has no right. Don't worry, calma. Don't worry, everything is on record. Don't worry, everything is on record. Everything is on record.
Yes.
Everything is on record. Just pick up your beats. Pick up your beats. Just pick up everything. Everything is on record. This very one, I'm going to call go now. Don't worry.你开会你这样，你给我拍拍，你拍拍，打电话。我跟你说好的，我也没给你动手。Get out. Hey, out. Get out. 你给我上面打电话。Out of this place, man. Out of this place. Out of this place. 你先动手啊！你他妈的再动手，我打死你！滚！Hey, left, hey. Leave him, he's on record. Hey. Calma. He's on record, leave him.
Good morning everyone. Hello, bonjour, assalamu alaikum. We are happy to be with every one of you. You can see many people are around from all over the world. Nigeria, Ghana, Greece, Ivory Coast, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, UAE, Mozambique, Egypt, Cameroon, Philippines, Kenya, Niger, Bahrain, Burkina Faso, Canada, United Kingdom, Tanzania, Benin Republic, Qatar, Serbia, Botswana, Pakistan. We greet you, all of you. From the bottom of our heart, we say, welcome, bon arrivée, soyez les bienvenus. In fact, you are at home. As you have known, today is going to be a very important day for us. I can see various people from various departments present. This is what we want from you. This is your day, this is our day. We really welcome you. I will not be alone talking this afternoon. I have my colleague from Pakistan. He's going to be a co-moderator with me. We just want to tell you that all the scene is set to help us to enjoy this momentum period. We are really happy that you are people of serious concern. You take your job very fine. That's why we are here. And what brings us together is the World Safety Day, World Safety Day at work. The theme is, just a minute, let me check my note. We want to do things according to international standard. So as I was saying, in 2023, the theme is a safe workplace, which is a fundamental right for everyone. So this afternoon, we're going to make our workplace, that is the Zoom. Zoom is our workplace. We want to make it safe as well. Therefore, let us observe some brief protocol. Kindly stay muted if you do not have the floor, so as to avoid distracting others. Maybe you have a question, you make use of the chat board. If you are called to have a brief speak, kindly introduce yourself so that we get familiar to you. On this note, before I call on my co-moderator, Mr. Sohan from Pakistan, once again, I would like to greet you. Permit me to greet my people. Nous sommes très heureux d'être avec vous en ce beau jour de la célébration de la journée nationale mondiale du travail. Le thème central de cette année est un milieu de travail sûr et salubre, un droit fondamental. Nous vous remercions de par votre promptitude, de par votre assiduité à votre travail. Nous sommes très conscients que vous êtes des personnes adorables qui prenez votre travail au sérieux. Ensemble, à travers ce programme de 2 heures, nous allons faire un échange sérieux, un échange très pratique qui permettra à chacun d'entre nous de tirer le maximum profit de ces 2 heures. Nous aurons à faire avec des présentations techniques sur des sujets bien déterminés. Ça nous permettra de réfléchir dans un temps à un autre de comment nous pouvons faire pour agir en conformité avec le thème principal de l'Organisation internationale du travail. À nouveau, le thème retenu est un milieu de travail sûr et salubre. Étant sur une plateforme internationale, nous allons partager les 2 langues internationales, à savoir le français et l'anglais. J'aurai le privilège d'être accompagné par mon partenaire depuis le Pakistan, à savoir M. Zoua Hassan. Sur cette note, nous voulons l'inviter à s'introduire. Mr. Sohan Ahib, once again, assalamu alaikum. I know it is already late in your place at Pakistan. Nevertheless, we want to share this platform with you. Now, can you briefly tell us what are we waiting for? Why being registered in this platform? What is going to be our perspective, our objective at the end of the day? You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Sir Leon. And first of all, I would like to welcome all the OSHAssociation leaders who have joined for this event. And right now we have we have delegates from 23 countries. That includes Nigeria, Ghana, Greece, North Coast, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, UAE, Mozambique, Egypt, Cameroon, Philippines, Kenya, Bahrain, Burkina Faso, Canada, United Kingdom, Tanzania, Benin, Qatar, Serbia, Botswana, and Pakistan. So I would like to welcome all the OSH leaders for joining today's event. So I would like to request Els Williams, the Executive Director of Belgium, and Engineer Helme, the security expert of United Kingdom, for the welcome address. Yes, please.
Yes, thank you very much, my dear colleague. And I welcome all the other colleagues as well. Thank you for being here again. This is an important day. And I'm happy you are here working with us together and spreading those good vibes. The theme of today is that safety and health at work is a fundamental right. And that fundamental right, it is not only at work, but it is everywhere in life. And it is so important. It is actually more than a fundamental right, which it is also in the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights that was adopted by the UN in the 40s. That's my Bible. I'm sorry. Even if you have a Bible, that should be on your Bible. The fundamental rights of your any holy book. It's a holy book especially for us in the field. And it's not only a fundamental right, it is actually the base of everything, because without our safety guaranteed, because that is what it's about, without guaranteeing our safety, without guaranteeing our life, that is what it is about. There is nothing. If work stops, there is nothing produced. Nothing is being produced. There are no products nor services. If there is no life, there are no buyers either. So it is so important. It is more than a fundamental right. It is the base of everything, because we are protecting lives, and you should consider yourself kind of a hero status for being involved in this deeply into these matters, and for being here. You are my superhero, each and every one of you. And I hope we will have a very interesting, I don't doubt we will have a very interesting and educational day. Again, that's also what it's about. My personal hero, Mr. Nelson Mandela, and a lot of your hero knew what it was about. Education. It's the fundament of protecting lives everywhere, of protecting, containing yourself everywhere. So it is important to be here and to enjoy what others can teach you, to be open to what others can teach you, and to what you can contribute yourself is very important. So don't be shy. And for the rest, I hope you will have an enjoyable day. And yeah, I just wish you to bless you all, because you are so important to us. And yeah, that's it actually. Thank you so much, our moderators, fantastic two moderators, you know them already probably. So I give the word back to you. And again, I wish you a fantastic day.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Els Williams, for your nice welcome address. I would like to request Engineer Helme, the security expert of United Kingdom, to for the welcome address, please. Okay, no issue. I again welcome all the guests and regional executives from Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UK, India, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, UAE, Somalia. So any of the executive from all these states can have goodwill message, please. Okay, let me have introduction of OSHAssociation, because in the chat someone was asking about how to be the member of OSHAssociation. So OSHAssociation is basically Occupational Safety and Health Association, known as OSH Association. So its motive is promoting safety, saving lives. It is an international professional organization registered in England and Wales and many other countries. And it is dedicated to ensuring occupational safety and health in all the industries. As you can see the website here, you can have further details also. So what is the mission of OSHAssociation? To create proactive awareness and promote occupational safety and health skills and knowledge in workplaces. And its vision is to make occupational safety and health management system an integral part of every business. So it means that health and safety is a very important key to achieve your goals in the workplace. And its motive is promoting safety, saving lives. Global objectives of OSHAssociation: to promote development and professional best practices, to assist in creating easy access to occupational safety and health information and training, to provide platform for partnership and integration of occupational safety and health in every organization or projects and jobs, to collaborate with investors and developers in ensuring environmental safety and health standards in line with international best practices. That is the ISO 45001-2018. That is the ISO standard. That is the, you can say, a very, very important standard for occupational health and safety. Safety is a big business. Health, safety, and environment issues and its relation with business. It focused business issues, health, safety, security, and environment. If you think health and safety has to be complicated, it does not. It is a business of saving lives. Why you should promote health and safety? Health and safety laws apply to all businesses. As an employer or a self-employed person, you are responsible for health and safety in your business. Health and safety laws are there to protect employees and public from workplace dangers. And safety is everyone's responsibility, not for an individual, but everyone's responsibility. Help yourself for better business. A good business for employers and employees get started with health and safety, make work simple, build on the basics with the health and safety toolbox, how to control risks at work, manage absence and return to work, use the management standards for work-related stress, read how other businesses save time, money, and effort. So what are the business benefits? A good business for employers and employees. Good business, good practice in health and safety makes business sound, and you can protect your workers from suffering caused by accidents and ill health, reduce absence and sick leave, retrain staff, maintain your organization's reputation, boost productivity and profits, reduce your insurance premiums and legal costs. Write health and safety policies. A good business for employers, employees, and entrusted professionals. Write a health and safety policy for your own. Let your staff and others know your commitment towards health and safety. It should clearly say who does what, when, and how. Control the risks in your business. A good business for employers, employees, and entrusted professionals. For managing the health and safety, you must control the risk in your workplace. Do risk assessment. A risk assessment is not about creating huge amounts of paperwork, but rather about identifying sensible measures to control the risk in your workplace. Keep up to date. Following news and events in your industry will help you keep your health and safety policies and risk assessment up to date. Providing workplace safety interventions. Strategic intervention roles in small and mega projects in sectors like oil and gas, agriculture, energy, and power manufacturing, maritime, transportation, etc. Development of safety procedures, policies, manuals, and review of existing documentation to meet required standards for the job, occupational safety, training for workers and certification, equipment audits and assessment, fire risk safety assessment and inspections, environmental impacts audits and assessment, pre and post project exercise, professional advice and recommendation for small and mega projects, recommendation of quality standard, personal protective equipments for workers. A good starting point for workplace safety interventions, as you can see here, is the alliance, partnership, and collaboration via the industry intervention to reduce the rate of deaths, fatalities, accidents, and injuries in every project through the application of quality safety management system in line with the ISO 45001-2018 standard. Why you need international local-based safety professional body? We provide, as an OSHAssociation, we provide external support, audit, and assessment to safety, internal safety unit. Where no safety structure exists, we create new procedures for safety implementation. As a professional safety body, we provide advices and recommendations for every level of organization and project. Best way to benefit from the intervention agenda: become an individual member, full member, and fellow member. Become a corporate member, the best option for every company. We take care of your safety challenges. For partner with us, collaborate with us to render quality advice and recommend safety working procedures for your job. Enjoy free safety advice for your project and training for your workers. To join now, email your inquiries. So here is the email: membership@oshassociation.org. Open check opportunities. So as you can see, the target industries where we proffer safety solutions, we recommend actions that create zero harm to workers, assets, and environment. Occupational safety and health partnership for every project for all workers and contractors, changing unsafe behavioral attitudes of workers at work through integration of safety culture in the organization. We conduct intensive awareness training and environmental health and safety induction for all workers at the job site. We conduct on-the-job training exercises on safe working procedures by OSHAssociation technical training team, workplace facility audit, risk evaluation on environmental impact assessment, and safety compliance and certification. We play key roles as project advisors by identifying hazards and risk zones. We identify non-compliances and also proffer solutions. We give advice on the placement of safety signages at workplaces. We provide basic assessment and key advisory role in recommendation and procurement of safety protection equipment for the workers and facilities. Good news is that OSHAssociation has endorsed major safety manufacturers in Europe, America, Middle East, and South Africa for quality products. On the completion of your facility audits and assessment, we issue your organization a certificate of safety compliance. Mark of safety compliance means your organization has met all required safety procedures in your facilities in line with the ISO 45001-2018 standard. And that is the mark of compliance. Some of our registered corporate members and partners of OSHAssociation, our common objectives and agenda globally: safety, more awareness, more prevention, saving lives. And our motto is promoting safety, saving lives. This is the contact details. Here you can contact with us for different trainings, accreditation, request, membership, and further info. Welcome on board to the world of safety. Welcome to the team where safety begins. Now I would like to request Dr. Bassam Salama, who is the
please,
from
Mr. Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, permit me to help our listener from a francophone country to have a highlight of what has just been said. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. À l'entame, nous avons eu l'allocution de l'une de nos directives exécutives, Madame Els, depuis la Belgique, qui est directive exécutive de l'Europe, qui nous a donné le bien fondé de notre rassemblement ici ce matin. L'objectif principal, comme elle a dit dans son allocution, c'est pour que chacun d'entre nous soit de plus en plus conscient que chaque jour que Dieu fait, nous avons l'obligation de vivre selon les normes, selon les bonnes pratiques de bons milieux de travail. Cela ne se résume pas uniquement à un seul jour comme on le fait aujourd'hui. Toutefois, on aura beaucoup à apprendre des uns des autres, surtout dans notre milieu de travail. Donc, en bref, elle nous encourage à tirer le maximum de ce qui va se faire ici et au même moment à tirer le maximum des principes fondamentaux de ce qui régissent les bonnes méthodes de travail. Mais certains se demandent en quoi leur présence ici est justifiée. Ouais, comme il vient de le montrer à travers sa présentation de notre association OSHA, beaucoup vont se demander, OSHA fait quoi en fait? Vous êtes à la bonne place. Au fait, nous constituons une association internationale qui faisons la promotion des bonnes pratiques en milieu de travail. Le problème est que chaque fois que vous rentrez en contact avec nous, vous améliorez vos performances. D'abord, nous sommes une association à but non lucratif. Nous sommes présents un peu partout dans le monde et nous sommes régulièrement sur tous les continents. C'est ce qui justifie d'ailleurs la présence de plusieurs pays sur tous les continents. Avec OSHAssociation, nous avons la capacité de faire de vous des employés qualifiés, de faire de votre association des associations internationales reconnues sur la norme. Et notre norme de base est l'ISO 45001, qui est la santé et la sécurité en milieu de travail. Nous avons cette expertise d'accompagner, de structurer les entreprises de par le monde, que ce soit des entreprises techniques, des entreprises pluridimensionnelles et des entreprises industrielles. Nous avons aussi le côté classique qui consiste à apporter la documentation nécessaire pour que vous et vos employés peuvent être au même standard au niveau international. Et comme vous avez vu à travers les diapos, nous avons accompagné plusieurs entreprises à travers le monde entier, sur tous les continents, à se conformer aux normes internationales. Donc, c'est ce qui justifie notre présence permanente sur toute la planète. Nous avons aussi notre côté éducatif, à savoir, nous faisons des sensibilisations, nous faisons des remises à niveau, nous faisons des cours d'éducation. Et pour cela, cette année, nous avons eu à faire plusieurs séries de masterclass qui consistent à vous donner le sens éducatif du milieu professionnel pour qu'à la fin, le rapport entre qualité et prix soit maintenu. En tout cela, vous bénéficiez à être membre de notre association, qui est une association à but non lucratif. Plus vous associez avec nous, plus vous développez la compétence, l'expertise, à faire de vous des travailleurs bien équipés, à faire de vous des entreprises bien structurées. Nous intervenons directement avec les fabricants des EPI, équipements de protection individuelle de très bonne qualité. Donc, vous avez beaucoup à gagner, plus vous vous associez avec nous. Mais comment s'associer avec nous? À travers tout le continent, nous avons des représentants dignes et fiables certifiés, appelés sous d'autres termes des administrateurs. Vous rentrez en contact avec les administrateurs de chaque pays, ça vous permettra d'être dans le conglomérat de OSHAssociation Worldwide. Nous sommes bien structurés du fait que vous pouvez bénéficier de notre expertise où que vous soyez. Que ce soit vous êtes des individuels ou bien vous êtes des corporations, vous pouvez bénéficier de tout ce qui se fait ici. Et une fois encore, nous allons vous montrer à travers nos experts internationaux bien certifiés dans plusieurs domaines à vous accompagner. Sur ces notes, nous allons continuer avec le programme. Thank you, Hassan, and you have the floor. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Sir Leon. Now I would like to request Dr. Bassam Salama from Canada to present his presentation on the theme, a safe and healthy working environment is a fundamental principle and right at work. Yes, sir. Leon, you can translate it also.
Selon notre programme bien développé, c'est le tour de faire la première présentation. C'est une présentation technique assurée par le docteur Bassam. Docteur Bassam est l'un des experts incontournables dans son domaine et il est notre représentant au Canada. À présent, nous allons lui laisser la parole pour qu'il puisse développer son thème. Et son thème est principalement basé sur un environnement de travail sain. Quels sont les principes fondamentaux qui doivent être accompagnés? Dr. Bassam, you have the floor. Kindly unmute yourself, Dr. Bassam. Please, Mr. Hassan, can you make it?
Bonjour tout le monde. Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I am very delighted today to present OSHA in this speech, and I would like to address it to all the members and to everyone in the world. I would like this speech to be unique in the sense that OSHAssociation itself is a unique organization. You should be proud to be on board of this organization, which takes care about health and safety worldwide. My last project was with the FIFA in Qatar 2022. And I would like in these 15 minutes to share with you my experience in managing the health and safety and the social welfare during the tournament. Of course, everybody has seen the tournament, how amazing it was, and people were behind the curtain to organize the health and safety at work. It was a challenge in the sense that construction of 8 stadiums, receiving hundreds of thousands of visitors, and more than 40,000 workers from different parts of the world were involved in the construction. Lots of challenges were there. Challenges in managing the people, managing the equipment, working at height, protection against fire, protection against heat stroke, protection against different types of emergencies. Hundreds of health and safety managers were on site. And I had the pleasure and the proud to be in the Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy, which is the governing umbrella for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. How did I meet this challenge? I do believe that safety is the responsibility of everyone. And to meet that challenge, I brought a unique idea of making the medical team, the health and safety team, and the work welfare team all together in one medical coordination team. I'll make it simple for you. In each site of the construction sites, there was a safety representative, there was a work welfare representative, and there was a doctor or nurse. They are talking about the health and safety and work welfare of everyone on site. What I did is I did a medical coordination team. I put them all together under the same umbrella. They are working in harmony. And I created for them the standardized reporting formats so that in case of any accident happening on site, it is reported in the same way wherever it is. Then I created a WhatsApp group to link myself with all the doctors and all the nurses and all the health and safety managers working on site and all the social worker welfare officers and managers working on site. In this way, we did a shortcut for the communication. Just in case of any emergency happening, we know through the WhatsApp group where it is and what it is. In addition, we trained all the teams how to meet the COVID-19 challenge. And this was a very big challenge for us. It is not only dealing with the ordinary health and safety events like slips, trips, falls, heat stroke, fall from height, but it also dealt with the COVID-19. In each place, in each work site, we created a quarantine facility in which if everyone or if anyone got suspicious symptoms about the COVID, he has an access to the isolation. In addition, we took care about the medical service of everyone. We did medical screening for all the workers from A to Z. In this medical screening, the worker is subject to detailed history taking in his native language, examination by a nurse, examination by a doctor, and laboratory and radiological examination, ending up with labeling him as either fit, temporary unfit, fit with restriction, or not fit. If he is not fit or temporarily unfit, he will be consulted by another doctor, a specialized doctor in the Qatar Red Crescent, and then a decision will be taken about his treatment. And then after treatment, his status is converted into fit with restriction. And maybe he go back to work within few days after spending his sick leave. For summary, taking care about health and safety in a big event like the World Cup, it was a challenge. But the clue to overcome this challenge was the coordination. How to make the efforts of the people, the health and safety managers, the doctors, the nurses, and the workers' welfare officers united together for the good sake of the health and safety of the worker himself or herself. What are the lessons? The lessons that we have taken from this tournament is number one, the number of workers, it doesn't matter. What it matters is the quality of the work. Number two, if you have a challenge of having so many different sites working simultaneously, the best way to handle this issue is to make coordination between all the teams so they are all on the same page. Third lesson, it is the ability of the manager to absorb the pressure from the different stakeholders to keep them calm as much as he can so that the decisions are taken evidence-based, without rush, without any reaction. It should be always proactive rather than reactive. And I will give few minutes now for any questions from the audience. If they have any comments about the FIFA World Cup and managing the health and safety over there, I would love to answer their questions. Go ahead.
Yes, delegates, if you have any question from Dr. Bassam, you can ask from him. Yes, sir. Sir Leon, kindly translated.
Merci beaucoup et merci à Dr Bassam qui parle aussi bien français. Je profite pour vous dire que c'est un immense plaisir pour nous tous d'avoir Dr Bassam et surtout ses déclarations. Dr Bassam vient tout récemment d'achever un projet gigantesque avec la FIFA, à savoir la Fédération internationale de football et d'association. Et l'une des compétitions la plus grandiose que la FIFA a organisée récemment est la Coupe du Monde 2022 au Qatar. À part le côté festif que nous tous nous avons aimé, à savoir l'animation des buts, l'animation des stades, il y a aussi un côté que nous pouvons appeler côté logistique ou bien côté sous-projecteur, côté invisible. Imaginez une Coupe du Monde qui draine des millions, des milliers de personnes. S'il n'y a pas le côté logistique bien assuré, ça peut tourner en dérive, en catastrophe. Grâce à l'aide de Dr Bassam, avec d'autres docteurs, ils ont eu à assurer non seulement le côté sécurité, le côté santé, et tout est bien terminé. Pour résumer l'exposition du Dr Bassam, 3 gros points sont à souligner. Quand vous avez l'opportunité à travailler avec une foule, que ça soit innombrable, que ça soit restreint, ce n'est pas le nombre qui compte. Mais qu'est-ce qui compte? La qualité du travail qui est fait. Dr Bassam a apporté son expertise aux côtés d'autres docteurs pour pouvoir assurer une bonne coordination. Et ça fait terminer par un gros succès. De ce fait, quel que soit ceux avec qui vous voulez travailler, ne soyez pas intimidés par le nombre, mais focalisez-vous sur la qualité. Et cela peut être implémenté depuis nos entreprises qui comptent des collaborateurs. Le deuxième point, Dr Bassam dit que la coordination ou bien la disposition à coopérer avec les autres. Nul n'est détenteur du savoir, dit-on, n'est-ce pas? Dès lors, quand nous aurons affaire avec des gens avec qui nous voulons travailler, il serait toujours bien de prêter une oreille attentive pour qu'ensemble, nous ne soyons pas un obstacle, mais plutôt nous soyons un facilitateur. Et le troisième point dit la disposition à prêter une oreille attentive aux suggestions, aux remarques des autres personnes. De son exposé, nous pouvons dire simplement que, d'abord, il a commencé par dire que OSHAssociation est une association très unique. Et comme vous le verrez à la fin, nous sommes uniques en ce sens que nous accomplissons des choses grandioses, non pas par magie, mais simplement en appliquant, en implémentant les bonnes pratiques dans ce que nous faisons. Donc, cette expérience unique qu'il a eue, c'est ça qu'il vient de partager avec nous. Et j'aimerais ouvrir le débat pour des questions et réponses. Avez-vous des questions? Vous soulevez votre doigt, vous serez appelé, vous adressez vos questions et il apportera des apports de solutions. J'espère que j'ai essayé de rester dans l'optique de votre exposé, Dr Bassam.
Merci pour l'interprétation. Je me suis aujourd'hui très content de présenter OSHA de Canada. Je me suis heureux de faire les présentations. Je suis prêt de répondre à tout le monde pour les questions en français ou en anglais, c'est le même. Quand il n'y a pas de questions, s'il vous plaît, passez le speech pour les autres amis aujourd'hui.
Merci beaucoup. Nous vous remercions beaucoup pour votre disponibilité et surtout pour l'expérience là. Nous vous serons reconnaissants. But it seems that there is a question. Hassan, you can continue. There is a hand up, Joseph Okori.
Yes, I would like to request Joseph Okori to ask your question, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Okori Joseph, following live from Nigeria. Okay, my question is this. Considering or in relation with the health and safety management with workers at the World Cup site, how was the HLC team able to manage the language differences within the workers at the site. Because few times while I've been working in a site, I've noticed that especially in a site where we have a mixed population or mixed nationalities of the workers, language sometimes happens to be a challenge, especially in communication. So I would be of interest to learn from the moderators on how they were able to, manage and solve out the language barriers, if there was any that existed within the workers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is a very good question. Thank you, Joseph. I would like to assure you that most of the people working in the World Cup tournament, they did have a good command of English. And we did have a team of translators into 8 languages. Most of these languages are Asian languages because the workers are belonging to different Asian countries. For example, Tagalog for the Filipino, Urdu for the Pakistani, Hindi for India, and also we did have translators for the different languages like the Farsi, the people from Bangladesh, and people from Nepal and from Vietnam. And the translators did have good command of English. So our message to all of them were in English. And then the on-site workers, for example, the health and safety workers, the officers, the work welfare officers, and the health and safety managers, they have their own teams of translators and interpreters. And even the paperwork, which was used to take the history from the workers, it's a questionnaire which is filled in 8 different languages so that the doctor can easily have access to the information pertaining to the health and safety for the worker. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. That is a good one. Thank you, sir.
One more question from the delegate. Yes, delegates, any question from Dr. Bassam?
Si vous permettez, Dr. Bassam, cette question est d'une importance capitale et j'aimerais partager ça avec les locuteurs francophones. Au fait, M. Joseph Okoria a posé une question très importante. Vu que la Coupe du Monde a été organisée au Qatar, et qui est un pays d'origine arabe, comment la communication s'est déroulée? Et au docteur de répondre de façon professionnelle que eux aussi, ils ont remarqué que plus de la moitié des participants, surtout du personnel ayant travaillé derrière les projecteurs, n'étaient pas aussi bien versés dans l'anglais, qui est la langue de communication internationale. Vu que cette Coupe du Monde a été organisée dans un pays asiatique, ils ont eu à former des comités des interprètes. Ils ont eu jusqu'à avoir 8 comités d'interprètes, surtout sur les langues asiatiques. Il a parlé de Oudou et d'autres langues, pour pouvoir permettre aux travailleurs locaux de bien recevoir l'information, l'instruction qu'ils partagent. Là, nous tirons une leçon très importante. La communication est un pilier à ne pas négliger. Si nous faisons face à cela, nous avons l'opportunité de travailler avec d'autres collaborateurs qui n'ont pas la même compréhension que nous. Ça va ralentir le travail. D'où la nécessité pour eux de mettre des comités d'interprètes, ce qui les a aidés. Donc nous aussi, nous pouvons bénéficier de cela. Si on vous envoie quelque part pour un projet, on vous doit connaître la langue parlée au milieu n'est pas votre langue. Mettez tout possible pour comprendre, car c'est les instructions qui seront utiles. Ce n'est pas la langue en elle-même. Mais si vous n'avez pas une personne pour interpréter, ça va causer un grand dégât. Donc c'est la leçon que nous pouvons prendre de la question de M. Okorie. Merci. So back to you, Hassan.
Thank you, Sir Leon. Yes, Mr. Dixon, you want to ask any question?
Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to know how Dr. Bassan handled because in that committee, he has people from different sectors, the medical, the safety, and other sectors. How does he handle the issue of one sector not proving more superior than others as a representative in that committee? You know, back here in Africa, some may say, okay, well, because I'm a medical doctor, I'm more superior. I'm the most superior in the committee. How does Dr. Bassan handle this? The issue of rivalry in the committee.
S'il vous plaît, Léon, répétez la question à moi.
Ok, il demande comment vous êtes arrivé à gérer les questions d'ego, surtout dans le comité préparatoire. Certains diront que lui, il est un diplômé de la médecine, il est diplômé de ceci qui aimerait être le lead. Comment vous êtes arrivé à régler les questions d'ego au sein de votre comité et à apporter son expertise?
Okay.
La gestion des égos.
Please repeat it in English for the English speakers.
Okay. Mr. Abayomi, the person that asked the question, simply put, he wants to know how did you manage to solve the issue of egotism among the committee? And he illustrates by saying that imagine that the medical doctor said because of his expertise and his degree, he wants to take the lead in the committee. How did you manage the egotism crisis, if you can say like this, among the committee?
Yes, this is a very, very good question. Thank you, Mr. Abayomi Dixon. I have always been in a style of giving the credit to all the people who are working with me in the same team. What does this mean? If something good is happening, I mention the name of the team leader who has created the initiative, and I appraise him in front of everyone. This has created an atmosphere encouraging for the competition without the egoism. Why? Because everybody realized that if he created something, he will be rewarded, and his name will be on the whiteboard. And I did lots of incentives, and these incentives were a matter of celebrations, for example, having parties with the people who are creative. And in the same time, we kept independence for all the three teams. Independence for the health and safety team, independence for the medical team, and independence for the workers' welfare team. But we created a unique coordination council between all of them so that they are all reporting to me just in case of any accident happening, so that we all participate in solving the same problem, each from his own perspective. But all the team members were rewarded and their names were mentioned. And this has created an atmosphere of ease rather than egoism. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. Cette question nous interpelle nous tous. Dr. Bassam, de son expérience, la question qui se pose est la gestion des égos et des crises. Il dit l'une des méthodes qu'il a utilisées est qu'il aime mettre en projecteur, sous projecteur, l'initiateur d'une idée. Imaginons que le personnel médical apporte une idée qu'ils veulent implémenter. Il choisit celui-là comme le lead ou qui ne se sent pas délaissé. De plus, ces comités sont indépendants. Le comité médical qui est indépendant du comité de sûreté, le comité environnemental est aussi indépendant. Toutefois, il y a une liaison entre ces trois comités pour maintenir une bonne communication. Bien aussi, il dit qu'il fait tout possible pour mettre en relief, en lumière l'initiateur d'une idée pour qu'à la fin, il est même parti dire qu'il met le nom de cette personne sur le tableau d'affichage. On sache que c'est tel comité ou bien telle personne qui est l'auteur de telle initiative et à la fin, tout s'est bien passé. Donc la leçon à apprendre de cela est que nous devons toujours cultiver l'humilité, quelle que soit la position où nous occupons ou bien le poste que nous occupons. Si nous avons affaire avec des hommes, l'idéal est d'être humble pour reconnaître la valeur pratique des suggestions des autres. En faisant cela, nous arriverons à travailler avec des personnes multiculturelles pour ne pas friser quelqu'un. Merci, Dr. Bassam.
Merci, bonne journée à tout le monde.
Merci. So, Sohan, you have the floor.
Thank you, Sir Leon. I would like to thank Dr. Bassam for your presentation and delegates also who have joined and who are indulged with the presentation also, and they are asking the questions also. So I would like to request all the delegates who want to ask their question, you can write in chat, and after that we can convey your message to Dr. Bassam. And I would like also to thank all the delegates who have joined on live streaming YouTube also. Thank you so much. So our next presenter is L.A. Mency.
I think there is a hand for Martin Akondo. Martin Akondo. If you want to ask a question. Martin, monsieur Akondo, vous avez votre main levée. Certainement, vous avez une question pour Dr. Bassam. Si oui, vous pouvez réanimer votre microphone et poser-lui directement la question puisqu'il est encore là. Martin Akondo.
Yes, Mr. Martin, would you like to ask question from Dr. Bassam? I think so. He might be busy. Okay. Moving to the next presenter. I would like to request L.A. Mency, who is the regional president of Egypt region.
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
I was trying to actually type the question because you asked me
yes,
to present a question to you.
Yes, yes.
But basically, my bit, I wanted to find out how the housing issues for workers of such a huge project are organized or were organized. How was the housing organized for workers from different parts of the world involved in these huge projects? How is it organized? Two, normally large-scale projects of that magnitude also come along with a lot of social issues, social vices, social impacts, alcoholism, and also people playing around with the women in the project-affected areas and all that. How were you able to manage these issues or these challenges? Thank you.
Please, Dr. Bassam, you are muted.
Yes. Thank you, Martin, for your question. For the first part of the question, as far as housing is concerned, in Qatar, lots of workers' cities are available. In the city, there are hundreds to thousands of rooms, 1, 2, or 3 stories buildings. There is a very big kitchen, a very big recreation room, a very big prayer room, playing courts, clinic, and all the services for the workers were guaranteed inside these workers' cities or workers' camps. For the workers who are not living in these cities and they are living in the camps, for the contractors, it was my rule to visit all these camps and to guarantee that from the 3 perspectives, health and safety, workers' welfare, and medical aspect, that the quality is guaranteed. This is the first part of the question. The second part of the question regarding the social violence or the harassment or whatsoever. In Qatar, the community is very conservative, and such events are very, very rare. And all the workers who are coming to the country are very, very accurately screened, not only for their medical health, but also for their psychological status, and they guarantee that they are informed so that they don't have any background which is deviant from normal. And most of the community of workers was Android community. I mean, most of the workers were male workers. For the very few female workers, we specialized female doctors and nurses and female worker welfare officers to handle their issues. And we did also have a hotline which received the complaints from the workers 24/7, just in case if anyone is subject to harassment, he can raise the complaint and our team will rush and solve it on the spot. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Monsieur Martin a posé une question d'intérêt capital. Il a demandé au docteur, vu le caractère gigantesque de ce projet, comment ils se sont arrangés pour côté logistique, surtout l'hébergement des travailleurs et de toute l'équipe partie prenante sur la logistique. Et à cela, le docteur a répondu que le Qatar est un pays bien structuré. Et surtout, vu l'importance de l'événement, ils se sont bien structurés. À l'intérieur des villes, il y a des logements adéquats qui répondent aux normes, aux meilleures normes pour ceux qui sont habilités à y travailler. Il a par exemple parlé des zones isolées où il y a des camps bien transformés pour la circonstance. Donc, chaque travailleur reconnu a joui d'un bon logement. L'hébergement ne laisse rien à désirer. Donc, ils ont même transformé des camps pour que, par exemple, ce qu'on voit souvent, nous voyons, on transforme des conteneurs en des bâtiments locaux comme les logements sociaux. Donc, le Qatar est bien structuré pour cela. La deuxième question de l'intéressé est comment ils se sont arrangés, surtout pour les questions de vice, les questions sociales. À cela, le docteur a répondu en disant que d'abord, le Qatar est un pays conservateur. Vous connaissez les conservateurs, c'est des gens fidèles aux lois religieuses. Donc, la probabilité pour les délinquants ou bien les divorcés sociaux est minime. Toutefois, il y a eu un système très important, à savoir le screening, c'est-à-dire on vous passe au scanner. Donc, toute personne voulant entrer dans ce camp, toute personne voulant entrer sur ce chantier doit être passée au scanner, non seulement pour leur côté santé, pour leur propre santé, mais aussi pour éviter les vices. Et surtout, il a donné une illustration des femmes. Il dit que l'équipe des femmes a été un peu séparée des hommes. Toutefois, ils ont eu un trait d'union à travers des intercoms où ça marche 24/7, ou une ligne verte, où les intéressés peuvent contacter en cas de crise ou bien en cas de comportement mal placé. Donc, tout cela dénote du côté logistique qui est mis en place pour assurer une bonne gestion. Merci, Dr. Bassam, pour votre réponse.
Merci beaucoup.
I think the last bit of my question, which has to do with alcoholism, or workers wanting to indulge in alcoholism, has not been tackled. So can you please do that for us? Thank you.
He said it. He said that being a conservative country, before you pass on, you need to be checked or you need to be screened. I think he answered the part of it.
Yes, I
normally,
will emphasize here, as far as alcoholism is concerned, alcohol is prohibited in Qatar for the public, and it is absolutely prohibited in the workers' camps and in the workers' cities. And so This is my answer.
Okay. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Dr. Bassam, for your presentation. Delegates, if you have any more questions, you can write in chat because we have to follow the timetable also. So moving to the next presenter, I would like to request LMNC. He is the regional president of Egypt region to present his paper titled as The Economics of Safety, Health and Well-Being, Building a Sustainable Workplace Environment. Yes, sir, Leon, please translate it.
À nouveau, nous allons accueillir l'un de nos patrons dans la matière. Il s'agit de M. Ali Mansi. M. Ali Mansi est notre directeur régional depuis l'Égypte et il va nous présenter un papier technique. Son thème est l'inclusion économique dans l'environnement, dans un environnement de travail sain. Nous allons voir à travers sa présentation en quoi l'économie peut être impactée si le milieu de travail est salubre. Monsieur Ali Mansi, soyez les bienvenus et vous avez la parole.
So, hello everyone, hello dear candidates, dear colleagues, Sir Leon, Mr. Hassan, Dr. Bassam and everyone. I'm really glad to be with you today on such a distinguished event with amazing peers and colleagues and leaders as you are representing OSHAssociation with its leadership role towards having a more safe working environment in specific and in general towards a better and healthier culture. And I think this really aligns with the objectives, with the main objectives and strategies and goals of the ILO, because safety, as you, dear colleagues, have mentioned and emphasized, safety is a right. It's not a privilege. It's not a luxury. It's a right. It's one of the basic needs at the Maslow's pyramid. One of the main basic needs for any human being is safety and security. So I don't want to bore you with my long introduction. Can I start sharing my screen?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
And Sir Leon, I would like to ask you as the regulator, should I be speaking one slide at once and allowing you to translate, or should I be speaking the whole flow, then you translate at the end?
I don't know how long your slide is gonna be. If it is few, we can do page per page.
It's adaptable, so yes, maybe we can do maybe after every one or couple of pages, you can just interrupt me to start translating. Yes,
that's very good.
Okay, so just a quick overview for the perspective from which I'm going to try to collaborate with you concerning the HSE. My main background is economics, so I'm originally an economist, so maybe that's why I'm a little bit biased towards economics, and economics is a very comprehensive science that has several tangencies with numerous other disciplines. One of them, of course, is HSE, and this is where the word ergonomics comes from, as we'll be touching on later on. I'm sharing my screen, so it's really obvious, right? Yes.
Yes, please.
So why do we address HSE from economics point of view? Why economics? In order to understand this and to try and capture the most value out of economics as a discipline towards achieving the shared vision of a better environment, we need to understand briefly what economics is about. So in order to, of course, we'll not be talking about economics as a science, we're talking about the applications of economics. So first, I would like us to walk through a few concepts. Maybe one of the main questions of economics: what is the main economic problem? And by answering this question, we define the purpose of why we are talking economics. So the main economic problem is that we have limited resources and unlimited needs. This is the main problem. If we had unlimited resources as well, we would not be facing any economic problem, and the science of economics would have collapsed before even starting. So the main problem is that we always face a situation of having limited resources, relatively limited resources. Even if they are natural resources, they might be abundant in nature, but we are not, we have limited capabilities of making use of such resources versus unlimited needs, because the needs are forever expanding. The needs are expanding with the expansion of the population itself as a base. This is one thing. The other dimension is that needs are expanding in terms of being more sophisticated. The more civilized we become, the more sophisticated our needs are becoming. So even our needs are evolving in an infinite way. So this paves the way towards a few other concepts, which is efficiency, effectiveness, and optimization. There is a difference between those three words. I just pause maybe for a few seconds, allow Sir Leon to translate and give you a few seconds to reflect on those three words.
Sir, you can please complete your presentation, and after your presentation, Sir Leon will translate it. Thank you.
Perfect. So efficiency is how we use those limited resources in the most efficient way. Because we can be using resources in different strategies, in different ways. So maybe we are using our resources, we are wasting resources. So to what extent we are making the best use out of our resources is efficiency. Those resources, by the way, include different things: materialistic resources and other resources such as knowledge, experience, time, the working hours per day, and many different things. Effectiveness is related to the purpose. Effectiveness is a little bit different than efficiency. We might be very efficient, but not really effective, because effectiveness is related to what purpose we are serving. What is the main problem we are addressing? What is the main need behind our work? So we have to always keep the purpose in mind. Why are we doing this? In order to maintain effectiveness. And optimization is reaching the best level and the best combination of efficiency plus effectiveness in the best possible way within the given parameters. Sometimes we call it Pareto efficiency. This optimization we might have the time to expand upon later. Another concept is the financial versus the non-financial costs and benefits, because yes, financial costs are more direct, they are more measurable, but we also need to include non-financial costs and benefits. And those are more of qualitative nature. The more we can measure them and quantify them, of course, this would be adding value to our framework. Also, the market economies versus non-market societies, because not all products and services are traded in market economies. Some public value, public services, those are within non-market societies. We should also, and this is where the NGOs take a really major role. Also, economics, it assumes rationalism in decision making, rationalism in the approach, how we are outcome oriented. How we have a systematic methodology, because if we need to succeed in doing one thing once, we need to continue doing it over and over again and to apply to different ecosystems. This is how we can make the best use and squeeze more value out of our experience, how to translate our knowledge and experience into a framework that can be, no one framework is passepartout, of course, but as a general and the main framework within which we can comfortably operate. And also forecast and expect and start making the right decisions. And the last but not least concept that I'd like to be highlighting today is the economics of externalities. We should also understand the concept of economics of externalities, because our behavior, whether as an individual or a department or a strategic business unit or an organization or even the whole country or the whole region, our behavior is not only translated directly into products and services in a very measurable way, they have the ripple effect, they have the butterfly effect on everything else. Everything affects everything else. So while trying to quantify or even to analyze the impact of our behavior, should be taking into consideration all different possible impacts on the whole society. So let me start here by just throwing few key facts. This data is for UK. So in order to understand the magnitude of the problem, I only chose UK as an example. If you just look around the figures, those are the costs, either direct or indirect costs, for not having the best HSE strategies, and those are all losses, not only to the individual, not only to the organization, but also to the whole society. For example, having 1.8 million health cases during 1 year, I believe, as I recall, the population of UK, and this data are recent, I believe the population of UK is somewhere around 70 million, maybe 68 million, if I'm correct. So, and the working force is maybe 30 million. So 1.8 million is not a low percentage. Other than the externalities, the other impacts had on the society. So how economics can serve for OSH, for occupational safety and health? After we have gone through the few concepts of economics, we need to understand how to make use of those concepts towards serving better OSH practices. So there are three main general purposes. Of course, understanding the causes and consequences through a root cause analysis, through identifying the different sources of hazards and risks, as we'll be touching on later on. And we understand the causes and consequences from the perspective of the helicopter view of the framework, how this can affect our public policy. Because every initiative, no matter how individual it is, it should be giving feedback towards the main policy, the main procedures. So applying ergonomics and applying the healthy and correct OSH strategies should also be addressing how the public policy framework could be evolving towards a better ecosystem. The second purpose is identifying and measuring, of course, the economic and the non-economic costs of occupational injury and diseases, which is this is very direct implication and intuitive, of course. And the third is serving the economics of externalities concept, is complementing other social goals. Because let's agree on one thing, getting back to economics, the main goal of economics as a science is the well-being of the individual and hence the society. So from that perspective, we should be defining what well-being really means in order to be serving the purpose of having a better well-being for the individual and hence the society as a whole. We should be agreeing on the definition of well-being. So well-being is, if we think about it, well-being is the sum of products and services that is available to us individuals, but there are also other implicit values. Maybe the freedom of speech, maybe transparency in the ecosystem, maybe accountability, feeling secured, feeling safe. All those are values that should be decently attended to. So let me move to the next slide, which is also a very important concept while addressing OSH behaviors and policies. Because at the end of the day, we deal with, let's be frank, we deal with organizations, we deal with different ecosystems, with companies, with governments. So cost is a major issue for a decision maker. We need decision makers to be involved with us. So in order to have their full involvement, we should understand how they think. So that's why we are addressing cost, because cost is one very important determining factor in any decision-making process. So in order to address costs in the most correct way, we should be aware of what's called the opportunity cost and the trade-offs. Opportunity cost is not necessarily the direct financial or accounting cost of one thing. There is accounting cost and economic cost. The accounting cost is how many dollars does the intervention program, for example, is going to cost me. But the economic cost is a little bit different than the accounting cost, because the economic cost takes into consideration the opportunity cost. For example, investing those dollars in one project means not investing those dollars in the best other alternative project. So this is my opportunity cost. So if I don't invest those dollars in this specific project, I'll be investing them in another project. So while addressing the cost of the project, I should be also aware of the concept of opportunity cost. And this takes us to another concept, which is the cost of doing versus the cost of not doing. We usually calculate, as decision makers, they usually get entrapped into this habit that they calculate the cost of doing the project, the cost of intervening, the cost of taking a certain set of behaviors or actions. But sometimes they neglect measuring the cost of not doing. So this should be also embedded into our equation of opportunity cost. What if I do not do this? What is going to happen? Then I can be comparing costs, right? So there are also the economic versus non-economic costs. For example, illness and accidents and other negative outcomes of not applying the correct push strategies. Of course, they have their economic cost, that maybe the worker is going to take few days off, as we have seen in the previous slide here. 36.8 million working days were lost in UK during last year towards because of injury and accidents and illness. So this is economic cost. How much are those tens of millions of days going to cost the whole society? This is the economic cost. The non-economic cost is how much pain has this caused to the individuals, to the workers, to their families, to their near and direct societies and community. How much cost has this, how much pain has it caused them? So pain might be not only physical, it could be mental or a negative state of mind, maybe feeling frustrated, maybe emotional, maybe other ripple effects we can keep digging for forever. So we should also consider private and social costs, because maybe the private cost for my organization is not so much, but maybe my behavior affects the whole society in a very negative way. I was just in the US for the last few weeks within a leadership program sponsored by the US Department of State. And the main theme of this program was sustainable development. And the specific theme was the climate crisis. So this issue is really a global trend in every part of the world. During the whole program, which lasted a couple of weeks, and meeting different seniors in different disciplines within the states concerning sustainable development, social cost is becoming one of the most important factors to be addressed if you want to achieve real sustainable development, because most people look only to private cost. How much does it cost me? But not many people include the social cost. How much does it cost the society? So we are addressing this point, this concept, because as OSH applications and HSE applications, it should be we should be aware that such behavior, such sets of actions are not only addressing our private individualistic concern, either as an individual or organization. We should be aware of how it addresses the whole society and how it has its effect on the society, which will in turn be affecting us back again. And we always have, we usually have the tendency for cost shifting, which might not always be the best possible way, because cost shifting does not mean that we have eliminated the risk or the hazard. It means that we have only transferred the risk or the hazard to someone else. For example, I cannot be adopting only one strategy towards our workers in the organization, that we have their medical insurance effective. Yes, this is one very good approach, but we are only shifting the cost towards the insurance company. So this should be the last solution if we cannot solve, if we cannot eliminate the hazard or solve it at its source level or at this organization and system of process level. Yes, we can start shifting the risk, but this should not be our first solution. Our first solution should be eliminating the risk and the hazard. And of course, as Dr. Bassam has touched earlier, risk management versus loss management, because we usually have the tendency to be reactive. We wait for the problem to happen. We wait for the risk to materialize. Then we start dealing with it. This is loss management. This is not risk management. But risk management implies a more proactive approach, how we can anticipate the different risks and have a set of action towards those risks before they even happen. So risk management includes planning. It includes thinking long-term, looking ahead, not only waiting for the risk to materialize, for the loss to appear, then we start dealing with it. This is loss management. And of course, risk management is more sustainable than loss management. So the concept of cost should also be addressed at all levels, at the level of individuals, of course, and at the level of their families and communities, the level of the enterprise, the organization, the level of the nation and the whole, and consequently the whole world. So this should be a shared vision. You know, when we reach a common ground. I really liked the question concerning language as a barrier towards communication. This is very important. Cross-cultural communication is becoming a very global and hot trend right now, because in different cultures, we might be facing some challenges, but as much challenges as we are facing, the more cross-cultural society and ecosystem we have, the more the potential we have for progress, for development, because differences is something good. Differences is an asset if we know how to capitalize it, if we know how to leverage our differences. So having similarities is something very good, specifically in terms of having a shared vision towards a better future for the whole world. But we should also include all cultures, all backgrounds, all experiences, all knowledge, because we want to achieve a high level of optimization. So this should be engaging and involving all different mindsets available at the table. So now let's get a little bit into ergonomics, and I'm sure that you're all familiar with the practice of ergonomics, regardless of the phrase itself. Ergonomics is the applied science that is concerned with designing and arranging things people use so that people and things interact most efficiently and safely. This is according to Merriam-Webster dictionary. Ergonomics is also defined as the field of study that is concerned with finding ways to keep people safe, comfortable, and productive. So ergonomics is not only about safety, it's about comfort, because comfort is a public value, it's an implicit value. We remember when we were talking about the well-being of the society, or the individual and the society. Let's now talk about the well-being of the worker. The well-being of the worker is not only in terms of compensation, bonuses, and salaries, and number of days off. This is not the only factors of the well-being for the worker. Comfort, safety, security, trust, building trust, having a good communication within the management of the organization, within my colleagues, within feeling friendly within my ecosystem. Those are all values that should be addressed towards the well-being of the individual. And also being productive, because we were talking about opportunity cost. So maybe a working environment is safe, is comfortable, but it's not designed or engineered in the most productive way. So this is one important concept that we should be always looking into, how to make the ecosystem, the working environment, how to make this working environment mostly productive. So we don't want to be only preventing risks, preventing hazards and accidents. No, we want to design the workplace in a way that makes the worker highly productive. I have read a study from the World Bank that the working environment is even for office, even for office employees, having noise around us all the time, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for a couple of months and couple of years. This will eventually affect our problem solving. This will affect our temper. This will affect our communication with others. This will affect our decision making. So even noise around us, even the atmosphere of the office, not sitting in the office does not mean that there are no risks. No, risks are there. Maybe there are no direct risks for my health, but there are other risks, including my productivity, my performance, my decision-making process, which consequently reflects on everything else, on the organization and on the career of the individual himself. So ergonomics is the science of fitting jobs to people. If the job is not well designed, is not well engineered, I cannot be trying to fit people into the job, because the job is not perfectly designed. I should be designing the job so that it perfectly fits the one who is doing it. It perfectly fits people. Let me give you an example. While traveling through on airlines, most airlines, they have the maximum weight per one bag is 23 kilograms, right? And for each extra kilogram, they charge a lot more. Sometimes 2 or 3 kilograms extra per one bag. If my bag is weighing 26 kilograms, I can be paying for those extra 3 kilos an amount of money that is equivalent to purchasing or unlocking a new whole bag of another 23 kilos. I read a study about that says that those 23 kilograms are well chosen so that they don't hurt the back of the carrier who's carrying the bag. That's why airlines prefer that they give you an extra bag, an extra luggage, rather within the 23 kilograms, rather than allowing you few more kilograms per one bag. This is not because of they want to make profit. Of course they make profit, but they are concerned more with the health condition and the accidents that might be arising from carrying more weight per carrier. So a main general framework for applying ergonomics, as we mentioned earlier, there is no one passepartout framework, but one fits all. But this is the general guidelines that we should be having in mind. Ensuring management support And that's why we should be understanding the concept of costs, the concepts of productivity and performance management from the management point of view, because management support is very important towards reshaping the culture. While implementing intervention programs like HSE programs and OSH programs, we need to be addressing the core culture of the working environment and hence the whole society. Having a culture that is aware for risks and hazards is very important, because hazards can appear on 3 different levels. Hazards could be from exogenous environment or external environment, like nature, for example, having fire, for example, by nature. This is one level. The second level is on the organizational level, which is the system and the process itself, how the system and process is built in a way that might be avoiding hazards or creating new hazards that did not exist even before. And the third level of sources of hazards is from the individual practice. Maybe the environment is safe, maybe the organization process and system is safe, but my behavior as an individual is reckless, is unresponsible, is irresponsible. Maybe my behavior itself can open the door for hazards that did not exist. So managing hazards should be on those 3 levels, on the understanding that hazards could be exogenous or external from the environment around us. Hazards could be from this operating system, how the organization operates in terms of processes and regulations, translate into regulations, of course, and the individualistic behavior. So it's really important to try and influence, try to empower the culture towards having a more safe environment. And this is through having the individuals feeling more responsible. Even if those individuals are very junior workers in the organization, maybe one day they will become decision makers. Maybe through their minor contribution towards their in the organization, maybe they, if they are more responsible, they are more aware, maybe they can be avoiding different hazards and risks that could be affecting everyone else, affecting customers, affecting clients, different stakeholders, affecting suppliers, affecting other departments maybe. So the framework for applying ergonomics should ensure management support, involve workers, because we need to understand from workers what are their main complaints. What do they think? They are doing the job 8 hours a day. So they are the best consultant for us. They are the best one to consult. We need to be asking them. We need to be solving problems. 2 years ago, I was engaged, participating in a panel discussion organized by Harvard Business School. And one of the panelists, one of the amazing panelists was the amazing South African Mr. Mazamu Masitu, who is the Chief Marketing Officer, the Africa Chief Marketing Officer for Google. And he's a brilliant guy, actually. And they were asking him, how does Google choose to sell? How does Google decide which products to sell to the market? So his answer is really stuck in my mind. I cannot forget it because it was really insightful. His answer was that we don't sell products, we solve problems. So of course it's a different context, but borrowing this phrase from him, because it really inspired me, we should always be oriented with the purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is the well-being of the individual and the organization and the society. So in order to achieve this well-being, we need to be solving problems, solving real problems. In order to be solving real problems, we need to be engaging workers, engaging the direct stakeholders of those problems. Identifying problems is very important at all levels, because if problems are existing but we are not identifying them, then we are not including them in our risk management plan. So we wait until they materialize, then we start managing through loss management, which is not something very good. Providing training, because training is one effective tool towards awareness, of course. Encourage early reporting of hazards and risks, because hazards and risks are always changing, they are always evolving. So there is no finite set of hazards, and we can feel comfortable that they will never increase or expand. No, the outset of hazards and risks is always expanding, it's always changing. So we always need to be reporting as early as possible different sources of hazard and risks as they arise. And of course, the best candidates to help us with that is our frontliners, the workers themselves, right? And of course, implementing solutions to control hazards at all levels. Maybe we'll be touching on this later on. And of course, evaluating progress. Without evaluating progress, without being able to quantify and to have the right KPIs through which we can measure our success, so we cannot develop, we cannot progress. In economics, we say, what you cannot measure, you cannot develop. So in order to develop something, I need to find a way to measure it. I need to find measuring tools.
Sir Mensi, kindly, you have 5 more minutes.
Yes.
Thank
Great.
you.
So there are 3 types of ergonomics. The physical aspect of ergonomics, which is concerned with the physical losses that could be occurring to the worker himself. Cognitive ergonomics. Cognitive is to what extent the product or the surface is fitting into the needs of the client and our audience, our market. So we need to understand the essence of the organization in order to apply the correct OSH and HSE strategies. We need to be understanding the strategy, the vision, and the goal, and the core mission of the organization itself, and who are its clients. And of course, on the organizational level, through the systems and processes and procedures. So building trust is very important towards having, we are talking about culture management. We want to embed health, safety, and environmental procedures, right, correct healthy practices into the culture. So we need to understand how to embed this into the culture, even while dealing with workers, while training officers. Responsibility. We need a responsible culture. We need responsible audience. So responsibility is divided into 2 things. The ability to do the thing, this is one thing, and this is, we can always train and develop for the ability. But the more important is the response, because response is the attitude. Maybe I have the ability to change the world, the environment towards a better one, but I don't have the attitude for this. So understanding that responsibility comes from the ability and the response is very important, because we need to be addressing the deep culture of each and every candidate and worker. Feeling responsible should imply having the right attitude towards the purpose of what we are doing this. So risk management is really important. Let me touch on it in the next 2 minutes. There are 5 core functions for effective risk management, which is understanding risk management, identifying and recording risks. Let me expand on this for the next minute, then I end it from there. Having a priority matrix is very important. Hazards and risks. We should be calculating 2 things. The probability of occurrence, this is one thing, and the impact. If it occurs, how bad the impact, the magnitude of the impact. Having those 2 things in our minds would help us to prioritize the risks, because we cannot be solving all hazards or risks at the same time. We have limited resources. So we need to put our priorities very effectively, very efficiently. How to put our priorities of which hazards, which risks to be addressing and devoting our money for. We need to understand the probability of occurrence and the magnitude and the impact they might be having. So thank you so much for your patience, and I hope the presentation was not really boring. I know economics is a boring topic, but I hope I try to make it simple. So I hope I didn't bore you with my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Mensi, for your presentation. One important announcement is to be made that all the delegates who have joined for this event, they will be receiving the presentation slides and the certificate of participation just right after the event on their registered emails. And I would like to also request all the delegates who have joined through YouTube live stream, kindly subscribe the channel for the further information. Yes, Sir Leonly, please. For the translation.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Hassan. Monsieur Ali Mansi a fait une très bonne présentation ayant pour thème l'inclusion économique dans la gestion des EST, à savoir santé, sécurité au travail. Tout d'abord, il a commencé par la revue documentaire qui n'est pas aussi important pour nous, mais le point est que l'économie se retrouve en amont, en interne et à l'aval des EST, à savoir santé, sécurité au travail. Et ce qui a été très consistant, il a commencé par faire le benchmarking des statistiques du Royaume-Uni, non seulement parce que ce sont des statistiques fiables, mais aussi ça a été comme argumentation l'objectif principal qui nous réunit. Et donc, il a rappelé les principes et les concepts qui incluent l'économie dans les DST, à savoir santé, sécurité au travail. Que nous le veuillons ou pas, d'une manière ou d'une autre, l'économie a un impact direct. Mais pour que cela se fasse de façon raisonnable, pour que l'employé et l'employeur s'en sortent, ça doit être de façon équilibrée. Il nous a montré à travers des statistiques bien vérifiées en quoi l'économie est très importante. Parmi ces facteurs, on peut citer comme autre le dessin économique, ou bien, comme on le dit souvent, la ligne éditorialiste de chaque entreprise. L'entreprise a une direction auquel elle aspire. De ce fait, ceux qui sont chargés d'implémenter les réformes, que ce soit réformes structurelles ou réformes externes, ils ont toujours un impact important au niveau économique. Maintenant, il a fait une comparaison entre l'économie et la gestion même des DSI, à savoir santé, sécurité au travail. On peut reconnaître, entre autres, les indicateurs de performance, à savoir les 3 E. Il a parlé de l'efficacité, l'efficience et l'économie. Si ces 3 E ces conditions des 3 E ne sont pas remplies, une partie sera toujours lésée. En faisant des rappels sur le nombre de cas de maladies, des accidents de travail, c'est alarmant. Les maladies de travail, selon le benchmarking
Sir Leon, your mic was muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, vraiment, mes excuses. Comme je le disais, je parlais dans le vif sans le savoir. Comme je le disais, M. Mansi a fait une approche comparative de l'économie dans la gestion des DST, à savoir santé, sécurité au travail. L'économie se retrouve en amont, en interne et à l'aval de la gestion des DST. Donc, de ce fait, on ne saurait inclure l'économie. Pourtant, pour que, à la fin, tout le monde se trouve dans de bonnes conditions, il faudrait que les décideurs, à savoir ceux qui prennent les directives dans l'entreprise, sachent en quel moment il faut impacter ou pas. Il nous a rappelé les concepts qui font que l'économie soit au service et non au détriment des DST. Par exemple, dans ces approches, il a parlé des 3 E, les facteurs économiques, les facteurs d'efficacité, les facteurs d'efficience. Si ces 3 E remplissent leurs conditions, nous allons voir que ce soit rapport coût et qualité, iront toujours de pair. Et j'ai pris note, par exemple, la gestion de la DST même, l'évaluation des risques, utiliser des méthodes de contrôle, identifier ces risques et ces dangers pour pouvoir permettre une gestion efficace. Il a rappelé lors de son intervention le facteur important qui consiste à mettre l'économie au niveau de l'entreprise et pas ricochet au niveau de la société. Et au niveau de la diapositive numéro 8, il a fait une comparaison coût et qualité. Il a aussi fait une comparaison entre coût et facteurs ergonomiques. Nous travaillons tous dans des milieux donnés et à la fin du compte, nous en subissons les conséquences. L'économie se retrouve toujours là parce qu'il a fait une bonne relation au niveau des responsabilités sociétales que chacun d'entre nous doit parcourir. En bref, on ne saura rien faire sans passer l'économie. Maintenant, si l'économie va être le facteur plus élevé, facteur performant de la santé sera lésé. Et de par des exemples bien millimétrés, il a fait montre en quoi chacun d'entre nous interpellé. Par exemple, en montrant l'effet important de l'ergonomie, ça peut ne pas être facteur immédiat. Il a aussi cité, j'ai beaucoup aimé le facteur physique. Quand nous finissons notre boulot, et après des années, on commence par trimballer les séquelles physiques. On aura beau à grimper, à augmenter la valeur maximale, le coût, le budget, mais nous allons subir les conséquences. Il a aussi parlé du facteur cognitif qui consiste à notre méthode, notre façon d'être rationnel, notre réflexion. Les analyses, les interprétations ont montré que si le travail n'est pas fait pour nous bien, les méthodes de travail ne sont pas bien appliquées, ça aura aussi un impact sur notre façon de nos aptitudes de raisonner, la façon cognitive. Il a aussi parlé aussi de la façon organisationnelle. Au sein des entreprises, nous devons tout faire pour que les assignations, les tâches, les instructions déléguées à chaque personne doivent être suivies par des mesures correctives pouvant permettre à ce dernier de bien accomplir son travail, surtout ceux qui travaillent dans les machineries. Il a aussi fait une corrélation à ceux qui sont les bureautiques, les cols blancs. Les cols blancs aussi sont exposés, à savoir sur la nuisance, le côté environnemental. Donc, quand on se pense sur le benchmarking des Royaumes-Unis, il a montré le facteur coût ne devait pas nécessairement primer si, au premier abord, on avait évalué les risques, on avait fait les mesures correctives. Donc, en tout, les diapositives vous seront envoyées et vous allez parcourir. Mais le point principal est que de nos jours, on ne saurait occulter le facteur économique pour faire une bonne gestion des deux STA, savoir santé, sécurité et travail. Voilà la quintessence de sa présentation qui est très bien riche. Je rappelle du passage que M. Mansi est un économiste réputé et a apporté sa compétence et ses performances à travers le monde entier, principalement au Royaume-Uni, dans les pays arabes et un peu partout en Europe. Sur ces mots, nous vous remercions et je profite de l'antenne pour vous dire que les présentations vous seront envoyées ainsi que des attestations de participation via les mails d'enregistrement. Sur ce, je vais retourner la parole à M. Hassan. Mr. Hassan.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, Dr. Bassam Salama, have you any question from Sir Ale Mense? Okay, my question to Mr. Ale, how can safety practitioner present the cost of their managers to get the approval on budgets?
This is a very important question. Thank you so much, Mr. Bassam, for this remarkable question. And this is actually, this is one of the main challenges that are facing us as consultants, is how to engage, how to get the approval of the decision maker. The decision maker should be, in order to address this issue correctly, we should be well prepared. We should be well prepared about the organization, how they think, what are their strategic objectives, what are their goals, what are their previous, maybe during the last 3 years, what have been their losses because of not applying OSH practices. Having this data, this information, this allows me to be well prepared in several aspects. First, understanding the mindset of the decision maker. This is one thing. The second thing is translating all our value proposition offerings into measurable numbers. And also, one important thing, while measuring the costs for not applying the OSH procedures, for example, the OSHAssociation procedures during the last 3 years, we should be also including what we call the near misses. If an incident happened but did not result in an accident, this does not mean that we are safe. I should include this. I should include this, that it could have happened, but only God prevented it from happening. So we should be more prepared for it in the future. So this is very challenging, and this is very important and crucial towards involving decision makers in and engaging them in the essence of what we are offering them. I hope this answers your question. And there is something else I wanted to touch upon in the previous session with Dr. Bassam. Someone remarked on alcoholism in Qatar World Cup, that alcoholism was prevented. Of course, it's prevented by law, it's prevented by regulation, but any body of law should have the logic behind it. So alcoholism, for example, let's imagine two environment permitting all the audience, and we know how crazy audiences of World Cup could get if they are under the alcohol effect versus if they are not. Which situation would allow for more risk, for more hazards, for more irresponsible behavior? So preventing alcoholism in the World Cup was a very wise decision to control and to contain the hazards and the risks that might be associated with alcoholism. So this might be the logic behind it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Docteur Bassam a posé une question qui est d'un intérêt capital pour nous tous. Par exemple, il demande aux conférenciers comment les gestionnaires des dossiers peuvent présenter le rapport coût à leurs décideurs pour pouvoir obtenir le budget approprié. Et aux conférenciers de répondre que c'est une bonne question. Mais il faut une bonne préparation. Avec illustration à l'appui, il a montré que dans notre préparation de dossiers techniques, nous devons être en mesure de démontrer aux décideurs ou au management c'est pourquoi nous optons pour ce budget. Et il dit on devra mettre en relief le coût que cela pourrait engendrer en cas d'accident ou le coût que cela pourrait engendrer pour un bénéfice. Parce que si le décideur ne trouve pas en quoi cela est bénéfique de mettre à votre disposition un budget approprié, il ne le fera pas. Donc, dans notre dossier technique, nous devons montrer, il a donné l'exemple d'un incident, que si un incident arrive et que ça n'affecte personne, ce n'est pas pour autant qu'on va dire qu'on est on est à l'abri. Dans la composition du dossier technique, on doit avoir une bonne compréhension des choses pour pouvoir les expliquer. Car aucun décideur n'acceptera mettre le budget à votre disposition s'il ne voit pas la valeur pratique. C'est pourquoi vous réclamez. Il faut avoir la compréhension des risques que vous voulez minimiser ou bien les risques que vous voulez réduire pour pouvoir opter pour un budget conséquent. Je pense que c'est ça. So back to you, Hassan.
Thank you so much, Sir Leon, for the translation. I would like to thank Sir Ale Mansi for your presentation also, and Dr. Bassam also for his presentation. Thank you both of the presenters for your wonderful presentation for today. Now I would like to request Engineer Yusuf Ali Roxan from Saudi Arabia to make contribution. Yes, Sir Ali. Yes, Sir Ali.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very sorry. I was not feeling well, so I returned very late. I overheard somewhere on the last person asking how he can present to the management for budget approval, something like that. Now, there is another thing that we can take into consideration, knowing the history of the consumption when it comes to budget presentation. if you can analyze your budget based on fact that for the past 2 years, 3 years, this has been our average consumption, and then you project it with a consultation with the HR management to know how many people are you expecting to employ next year. Then by so doing, you try to quantify everything, and then you give projection on the people who are going to be employed next year according to the budget, and then you use that to do your calculation. By so doing, you get it very close to accurate. Else you present your budget and the whole management throws it back to you that the budget is not well prepared, and then the PP is short and everything. So that's another one. When you also doing the budget, you try to give some allowances like 5% additional to the whole budget, so that if there should be any people coming in extra or something, then you compensate for that. So this is something little that I'm going to add to the question from the other guy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Yusuf Ali Roxan, for your wonderful contribution regarding the presentation. Thank you so much. Yes, any other question from the delegates or any other participant want to make contribution, please? Any participant want to make any contribution? He can also. Yes. It's.
Okay. Thank you so much, the facilitator, Mr. Leon, and also my big brother. So the paper presentations was so great, was so good. I think I've also learned a lot from the whole presentation. And my input, actually looking at the theme of the World Safety Day for these sessions, talking about a safe and a healthy working environment is fundamental principle and why it's at work. So I think it's really very straightforward for as safety professionals, as individuals, for us to really understand that health and safety is our right, and we have to know the implications as regards to the economy, not only the economy, even within our own budget as individuals, within our own financial expenses. Because as a person, if you should engage into any injury or any fatality, you also is going to have some cost implications, consequences financially and also emotionally and also otherwise. So that is why I think the team is very straight to make it very pointing it straight to every individual to know that safety is the right, and is whether it is the right is also your responsibility. Be able to identify the best procedure to execute things, and also to know that if you don't do it right, you are going to lose money, you are going to lose reputation, you are going to lose respect in the industry or in the area of your business, and even as an individual, if it's a fatal incident. So you see, so it's a very critical call to order for all professionals, all individuals, irrespective of the country where we are coming from, to know that safety is key and safety is very important to be able to give us a healthy living and also to save our money, looking at the last paper presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very great contribution and remarks. I would like to again thank all the delegates from Nigeria, Ghana, Greece, North Coast, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, UAE, Mozambique, Egypt, Cameroon, Philippines, Kenya, Nigeria, Bahrain, Burkina Faso, Canada, United Kingdom, Tanzania, Benin, Qatar, Serbia, Botswana, and Pakistan. Thank you once again, all the delegates who have joined for today's event. And I would like to thank again all the delegates who have joined from YouTube live stream also. And all and the two best presenters also for joining today's session and for their wonderful presentation and also sharing their knowledge with us. And I think so all the delegates have enhanced their knowledge today. If you have any question, Engineer Sunny.
Hey, I greet everyone here. I'm joining from Port Harcourt, but I joined late. I'm at work. We are having one or little issue in our process plant, so that's why I couldn't join early. So I just want to greet everyone on this place and bring a goodwill message to you all that we should keep on doing the good job. The good job, safety profession, I believe is the best profession that anyone can join. And then make sure that in all, we keep on maintaining what we have, keeping our environment and making sure that people working with us, they reserve that same right to have a safe working environment, a safe working offices and anywhere they find themselves. So we should preach safety and continue doing the good job. Remember, especially we that are here, the most important thing there is coming to work, spend the time, and also go back to our family complete. As your 10 fingers are with you when you are coming, still maintain it, that your children will still see it at home complete, because you are not working to pay with your life. You are working and to come back to see your family. So I thank everyone, thank the organizers, our regional administrator, our president, both those outside and within. I want to say thank you for organizing this. Yes, the one I met, it was okay. So I thank every one of you and I say keep on doing the good work. God bless you.
Merci beaucoup. Nous remercions nos intervenants qui ont apporté des apports de solutions à la question posée par le Dr Bassam. Il y a un intervenant, M. Ali Youssouf, qui a apporté une approche très intéressante aussi. C'est-à-dire l'approche qui consiste à faire une majoration de 5% sur le budget annuel ou bien sur le budget d'un dossier. Et cela va servir à pallier aux facteurs de risque et les mesures de contrôle. D'autres intervenants aussi ont apporté leurs solutions, surtout à l'organisation. Nous vous promettons que d'ici à là, vous allez recevoir des documents techniques ainsi qu'une attestation de participation. Et c'est le moment de remercier tout un chacun de nous avoir soutenus depuis le début jusqu'à présent. Comme l'a dit mon co-présentateur, nous espérons que vous avez bénéficié d'un bagage technique qui vous sera utilité capital. À présent, nous allons vers la fin de notre session. Nous allons inviter M. Ali Manzi pour... Nous allons honorer nos nouveaux membres. Aujourd'hui, certains auront l'opportunité aussi de faire partie de notre nébuleuse association, OSHAssociation, à travers une cérémonie symbolique. So, Hassan, we are going gradually to the next step, that is the induction of the new members. And I believe is Mr. Ali Manzi from Egypt that's going to conduct us. Unless you have an input.
Sir, we are not having Sir Hafiz right now.
So we move to the next step. Mr. Manzi, hope you are ready. Hello, Mr.
Yes,
Manzi?
yes, sir. I'm ready. Yes. I would like to thank everyone for this amazing event and the audience for being there, and dear colleagues and peers and the whole team. This has been an amazing day, very knowledgeable. I thank all the colleagues and peers and candidates from all the countries, from Nigeria, Ghana, Greece, North Coast, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, UAE, Mozambique, Egypt, Cameroon, Philippines, Kenya, Nigeria, Bahrain, Burkina Faso, Canada, United Kingdom, Tanzania, Qatar, Serbia, Pakistan. So if you would like all of us to be opening our videos so we can be just saying hi to each other. Safety and health is about culture. We need to be promoting trust. We need to be promoting value-based relationships, networking. No one individual, no one organization, no one country can do it on its own. The whole globe should be sharing hands and sharing the vision, because we should not be thinking only about our lives. We should be thinking about the lives of our children and grandchildren. We should be, we have the inheritance of being responsible towards our society, towards our environment, towards ourselves. So I really appreciate the diversity of the people, all of us being here from different backgrounds, different languages, different ideologies, but we are all sharing one common interest. And this is, if you allow me for this introduction, this is very important. Most of the problems occurring in the whole world around us, and as we see every day, there are different problems, especially with politicians, with governments. Everyone is position-based. Everyone thinks about his position, about his power, about his weapons, but we don't think about interest. We should be more interest-based rather than position-based. No matter what different positions we hold, we should be discussing our mutual and common interest. And there is no one higher interest than having a better future for all of us, because we are sharing the same planet at the end of the day. If one organ of the planet collapses, the whole planet will eventually collapse. So can I please be sharing with you the membership oath for
À présent, nous allons passer, OK, if you allow me, à présent, nous allons passer au moment très émouvant, c'est-à-dire le moment de soyez les bienvenus aux nouveaux membres parmi nous à travers une charte symbolique. Et cette charte est souvent lue pour pouvoir montrer les valeurs auxquelles nous appartenons. Au niveau de nos associations internationales, OSHAssociation, nous partageons les mêmes valeurs, et c'est les valeurs d'intégrité, les valeurs d'abnégation, les valeurs du travail bien fait et les valeurs de sauver des vies à travers les bonnes pratiques de travail basées sur les normes. Et d'ici à là, nous allons souhaiter la bienvenue à travers ce mémo que vous allez lire au fur et à mesure après que l'orateur présente. Donc, comme il a dit, c'est ça que nous allons voir. So, back to you, Engineer Mansi.
Yes, so being part of the OSHAssociation network and community and society, we all share the responsibility of doing what's best for our societies. And this is our shared vision. So let's repeat the oath, and it's an oath to ourselves more than it is an oath towards any organization or body. It's an oath to our own selves. So,
nous aurons aimé que chacun ouvre sa vidéo. Allumez vos caméras, nous allons vous voir. Ouvrez vos caméras, ouvrez tous vos caméras. Please on your camera, your video. Yes, we want to see you. Nous vous suggérons d'ouvrir vos caméras, tous les participants. Voilà. Donc, laissez vos caméras allumées.
So let's start reading the oath all together. I'll be calling my name. I, Ali Mansi, hereby swear to ensure qualitative health and safety supervision to the best of my abilities.
Please unmute yourself, unmute your microphone as well as your camera. Unmute your microphone and show your camera as well. Vous avez la possibilité, voilà, mettez vos micros en marche, vos caméras, et vous allez répéter après l'orateur. C'est la valeur que nous partageons. Back to you.
Ensure quality health and safety supervision. Service.
As a Matthew, okay, to the best of my ability, to ensure positive health and safety supervision with the best of my abilities as a service to humanity and society.
Next slide, please.
Yes. Sorry. Above everything else, and that
everything else, and that all
care for,
I will
improve the health and safety of others.
I will aim to limit
risks and prevent danger. I will inform correctly.
I will inform correctly. I will appreciate any other that teaches me. I will continue learning, searching new and better solutions, and contribute to the knowledge and science of securing health, safety, and environmental practices.
I will use the means that are made available
to society responsibly
and fight for their accessibility for all.
I will behave as a good human and treat humans respectfully.
I will make sure that my attitude towards others
shall not be
philosophy,
by philosophy, political opinions, social sense, race, ethnic nationality, language, sexual preference,
gender, age, illness, or disability.
I will respect. I will make sure. I will respect and protect life. My word of honor, a member of OSHAssociation UK.
So on this, I oath.
On this, we want to. On this, we want to welcome you with. Is it over, please? Is the slide over?
Yes, yes. Okay. So on this, we off. Yes.
We want to welcome them with this a video made for the purpose. So let me quickly share my script. Welcome you with a video made for the purpose of it. Okay.
Sharing in the field of health, safety and environment, the association partnered with other professional safety organizations in the UK to host the Health and Safety Expo 2022, the UK's largest event for health and safety. OSHAssociation remains in the business of keeping members up to date with health, safety and environmental strategies and regulations, extending the network of members and helping them access the latest solutions. Tens of thousands of health and safety professionals from over 35 countries participated in the event to innovate, collaborate and fulfill their goals. Occupational Safety and Health Association (OSHAssociation) will continue to partner with relevant key stakeholders from various sectors to ensure proactive health and safety promotions globally. See you at our next event to learn, network and grow your health and safety experience.
So you are all welcome to all our events. We always have events all over the world.
Sir, I have a request that the link is not working, and there are also messages in the chat that the attendance is not submitting. So I would like to request OSH Association management to look into this problem, please.
OK, thank you very much. Nous vous rappelons que notre association est ouverte à tout type de personnes pouvant être capables d'obéir aux principes, aux réglementations dont vous avez fait écho. Sur ces notes, nous vous remercions beaucoup d'avoir passé du temps avec nous. Et n'oubliez pas, à travers toute la période, nous organisons des réunions, nous organisons des séminaires un peu partout dans le monde, que ce soit en présentiel comme en ligne. Donc, nous vous invitons à vous rejoindre à nous pour qu'ensemble, nous puissions faire un monde meilleur. C'est ce que nous vous aimons beaucoup. We love you all. We welcome you all. So feel free to join all our activity all over the world, wherever you may be. Thank you very much. We are gradually coming to the end of this session, and we believe that what you have learned here today will be useful and benefiting you and your environment. Thank you very much. We love you all. Thank you. And we are hereby saying bye-bye to each other.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Merci.
Remember to check on us from our official links, as you see from the presentation.
Thank you,
N'hésitez
Yanni.
pas de nous contacter sur nos liens officiels. Vous êtes les bienvenus. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, big man.
Thank you.
The queen. The governor, we are loyal.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All the people from Benin, from Pakistan, Côte d'Ivoire, Mozambique, Dubai, UK, Canada.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we love
everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye from Ghana.
Yeah, from Ghana, Akwaba. Dr. Salama,
Yeah,
well done. Thank you. Yeah, Mindase. Thank you all. We love you all. So have a nice day and be safe. Why drive me or why going home? Be safe. Yeah, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Our peak attendance was 67. So we thank all of you from all over the world. Thank you very much.